Hi, chat. How we doing? How we doing, guys? How are we doing today? Today? How we doing? I foresee us getting timed out for talking shit. Yeah? Well, it's all good. Hey, Vi, did you notice anything about you? You can also mod people. Yeah, you have power, Sig. Again, if you abuse them, I'll fucking destroy you, but... Vi, you have a special thing, too. Oh, I just gave Vi a cool thing. Yeah, you're a VIP. Because you're Vi. You're a VIP. Wait, that didn't come out right. Anyways, hi guys, welcome to the stream. Some of you should be out of ads now. If you're still in ads, then Tina! Look, Vi, you got Tina! Yo, Tina! Hype. Look at that fish. That's a banger fish. Dude, look at that. That was such a banger fish. That's probably one of my favorite ones. Somebody finally caught that shit. I don't know if it's been caught before, but anyways, hi, welcome to the stream. Today we're doing something fun. That's all I have to say. I'll talk about it. Why is he busting it down? Because he's fucking Tina. Anyways, Laxi, stop sneezing.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm Laxi, Galactic Dad's digital assistant.
Yeah, that you are. Do you have anything else to say?
I'm glad you're all here, chat.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you're all here too, chat, because today we're doing a fun thing on stream. We're going to be doing more Mario Kart later, because I want to do that. I was thinking about doing more doodles. I don't feel like drawing right now. I've drawn a lot the past couple days. I'll do it more another time. What I will do is some more Mario Kart Retro Achievements later, because that's fun. That's been very fun. Alternatively, you know what else is fun? Is that we're going to do another tier list. Can I get a woo hype for the tier list? Also, nice stream 5 stream streak, Zelda, nice. Can I get a woo hype for tier lists? It is scary. It's amusing too. Yeah. I trust Sig. I think, you know, Sig knows not to abuse it. Sig's the kind of person who likes to joke around, but knows, like, when to not go too far. You know. And you know, if Sig does go too far, then I've got a fucking gun. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna do a tier list today, just for fun, because I honestly, I've had this tier list ready, and I just fucking forgot I had it ready, and I was like, shit, I might as well do it now. Because last stream was really crazy, and let's do something more chilled this time. You know? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Like, we're doing something more chillax today. And then we'll play some Mario Kart, which is absolutely not fucking chillax, but whatever. Where is my music? Big on music! And where is my... where's my capture? There it is. Let me make sure it's... Yep, looking good. Alrighty. Let's do this freaking heckin' tier list. Shaboop. Freaking heckin' tier list time. Let me get some music. I just have some nice music. That should be good. I own Mario Kart. Man, I owe a Mario Kart stream tonight anyways. What do you mean? I'm gonna play some Double Dash. Anyways, let's do a tier list.
Fitness says, hee hee hee. Hey, everyone. Guess what? I know you want to buy my stocks, but fuck you. I'm keeping your stocks. That's right, you ugly little girl. I hate you.
Fuck?
And your stupid nose. I'm taking everything from you. Give me your phone.
What the
I'm
fuck?
taking over Victoria's Secret. I'm taking over Best Buy. The news is mine, and everyone else can leave.
I can hear this.
You see that planet? I'm taking IT too.
I'm taking it too! I can hear it. Hey, everyone, guess what? Yeah, I can hear it. That's awesome. Did you get your 8 Deluxe from your dad's Switch? Shit. Anyways, alright! So, Sig won't show me the cool thing. Oh, well, Sig was busy giving 100 bits. Thank you, Sig! I forgot to say that. Also, you're gonna get a shit ton of fish. I hope you get some good ones. I was just letting that whole thing play out. I almost forgot that, like, why it was playing. Thank you for the bits, Sig! Can we talk about that? Can we spam some pride emotes for that? I feel like that was pretty pride emote worthy. Old man consequence is nice. Anyways, let's do the tier list. That's what we're here for, right? How's the music? Is it good? Should be. It should be good. Well, first we have, Inside the Deku Tree. Alright, so I'm thinking. I think, Inside the Deku Tree
says, It
Oh my
looks
god.
like a fucking walnut. BLAM. And it busted a nut, then and there. Now,
I
duh.
do exactly.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Mood.
You never had the cheese I wanted. I hope you're ready to die. It's gonna be like Evangelion. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Oh my god. So, thank you again, Sig. Nice. Nice. Very good. Thank you for the bits. I'm glad Laxi reads all that. That's what makes it so fucking good. That's awesome. Oh my god, I haven't started the tier list yet. Okay, inside the Deku Tree. I think that's a good B. We're just going to start with a good solid B. The Deku Tree is a great introductory dungeon, right? Great for introducing things. Getting you used to the game. Because you got to keep in mind this dungeon was designed in the time where like people didn't really play 3D games like this, per se. But I think that this placement works good because it's B. It's right in the middle. It's not the best dungeon. It's not the worst. It's just a good introduction to learning how dungeons work. Anyways, I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I mean, you can do what you want. That's just I have a gun pointed at your head. So I'll let you judge. Use your best judgment. You have the power to mod people. If you think somebody deserves to be a mod, that's okay. That's fine. Anyways, next up is Dodongo's Cavern. Alright, how do I feel about Dodongo's Cavern? See, most of the time when I play Dodongo's Cavern... Oh, Galactic Mad, look at that. Do you hate me? I don't hate you. I think you're pretty rad. That's why I made you a VIP, because I thought it fit your Vi thing. Yeah, you can't ban him. Capital H. Respect. So I'm thinking about Dodongo's Cavern. I mean, Dodongo's Cavern's fine. Just most of the time when I play it, I skip half the fucking dungeon. It is a good introductory dungeon. Something that's cool that I don't know if everybody notices, if you play Ocarina of Time, when you're a child doing the beginning, like first 3 dungeons, there are no keys. It's all just like locked doors that you unlock doing like a puzzle. And then whenever you are an adult, that's when keys are introduced. Which is cool, because then when you do the bottom of the well, you get keys then as a child. Because it's like, well, you know what keys are, because you've done that as an adult. And I think that's a cool detail. Anyways, so Dodongo's Cavern. I think it's another B. It's like fine. You know, it's another introductory, just kind of average, alright dungeon. I've been here for every stream this year, and I was there for almost day 1. That's true. That's true. Long time viewer. If Cygnus wants to, it can be done. Inside Jabu Jabu's belly. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I don't like this dungeon. This dungeon's I hate it. I don't like it. It's stinky. It has a bad. I don't like its theming. I don't think it's D worthy. I think that's later. But this is at least like it's like definitely the weakest of these 3. It's fine. The Master Mode version, the Master Quest version of this sucks ass. I hate it. Why do you have to hit cow switches? That shit's stupid. It's funny though. It is pretty funny. The cow switches are funny. Doesn't mean they're logical, but whatever. Yeah, I think that C is fine because it's like it's not bad. It's just like whatever. It's worse than these 2 though, so I think it deserves to be lower. That being said, Forest Temple is an S. I love the Forest Temple. Love the theming. Love the music. One of my favorite Zelda dungeons. I like to think about this dungeon a lot because I'm like, dude, this dungeon is crazy. Like, I think about it a lot because I'm like, how does it exist? Like, it's kind of like a manor of some kind. I love it. The puzzles are great. You get the bow. There's some cool Stalfos fights. I honestly, the block pushing puzzle in this one, I still like replaying it. It's kind of weird, but I like playing it. I like the puzzle where you have to like kill all the ghosts. It's really cool. You know, where you gotta like hunt down all the Poe sisters. And then you get the final one in the main lobby. It's cool. There's like an elevator you're trying to get. Like, I just think the whole dungeon's really like unique and cool. And I like it. It's S. I like it. Fire Temple. Okay, well. The Fire Temple's funny. Because for one thing, you could just choose to not save the Gorons. Like, you could save them, but you could just, if you don't talk to them, they just keep standing there. It's really funny. So I do that every time I play. I make sure the Gorons are just, like, standing there like, hey, you saved us. Can you talk to me so I can do the cutscene where I walk away? And I'm like, no. That being said, as a dungeon itself, it is really cool because the entire dungeon, like, takes place inside of, like, two, like, giant pillars that you can see outside of, like, the entrance. Like, if you walk into the dungeon, like, there's that bridge, and if you look out of the entrance, you could see the giant, like, pillars that are supposed to be, like, the two peaks of the dungeon, which I think is really cool. Like, the, what's it called? Like, Spectacle Rock. That's what it is. The moment you leave the room. What are you guys talking about? You guys are talking about mods, so I can't tell if you're talking about what I'm talking about or not. I'd assume, Zelda, you're talking about what I'm talking about, and I'm asking, huh? What are you saying? Anyways, I think I like Fire Temple. It's got a cool item, but I don't know if it's like... It's not S tier for me. Is it another B? Is it on the same level as Dodongo's Cavern? I think it's better than Dodongo's Cavern. I think I'll put it in A. I like it. I like it a lot. It's pretty cool. You get the hammer. The hammer's pretty neat. I like the boss. We do have a lot of mods. But how about this file? You'll be on the mod waiting list. How about that? The Goron's leave the cell the moment you leave the room. Okay, yeah, but like if you don't go back, it's fine. You can pretend like they never ever leave. Which is what I do. What the fuck is the mod waiting list? I don't know. Well, it just started with you. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but now it exists now. If we need more mods, you'll be on the list. How about that? Anyways, next is Water Temple. I don't think the Water Temple is as bad as everybody says it is. It's confusing the first time you play, but like, is that a bad thing? I guess it is. I guess the only thing that makes it bad is in the original Nintendo 64 version. No randomizer, no 3DS version, no modifications. It is fucking annoying to have to pause the game, go to the menu with the iron boots, equip the iron boots, unpause. That's the only thing that makes the dungeon bad. Really, everything else sucks. The only thing that will screw you over every fucking time is if you forget one particular key in the Water Temple. If you forget one key, you do have to go through all the motions again to get back to figure out where the fuck that key was. So you have to like go back, lower the water, then go to the next level, raise the water to that level, and then go to the final level, raise the water to that level. And during all that, you have to make sure you grab all the keys you need, because if you miss it, you're fucked. And you have to do it all over again. That's the only bad part. That being said, it's like an A. I still like it. Hey, you know what? I'll put it in a B. Because of those annoying parts, it's a B, but it's still like it's not bad. It's not a fucking D or a C. It's like an alright dungeon, you know. It's cool. I like the theming. I really like Water Temple S. Okay, I'll do you a favor. I'll put it in A. How about that? That is true. Hey, Vi, maybe you should start scouting. Anyways, Shadow Temple. S. Shadow Temple's a fucking cool-ass dungeon with a cool-ass boss. Fuck! Water Temple does have a cool-ass boss. That definitely deserves to be an A. There's a mini-boss that's fucking sick. Forgot about that. The Dark Link fight? Forgot about that. That's pretty cool. Shadow Temple is, like, awesome, though. I want so badly... And I'm not one of those Zelda fans. It's like, Zelda needs to be dark and edgy. I don't think that. I just want more spooky stuff. Shadow Temple kind of blows. I like the theming a lot, and honestly, the puzzles are pretty fun. I think it's fine. That giant room, yeah, you know what? In my playthroughs, the dungeon does kick my ass. And for some reason, I still like it. I don't know. I think the boss is cool, too. Like, Bongo Bongo has, like, crazy fucking lore. Being, like, a decapitated, like, head with, like, decapitated, like hands that are, like, cut off. And it's, like severed hands. It's like really kind of fucked up and cool, but I don't know. The lore behind it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of cool. I'm a big Zelda lore guy, and I think the Shadow Temple has a lot of cool lore. So I tend to like those dungeons that have that kind of lore to them. Have I said lore enough, chat? Because I like the lore of this series. Anyways, the Shadow Temple's cool. I think the puzzles are cool, but what up, you socioeconomic peasants? All right. Lore! Anyways, next is Spirit Temple. It's another S tier. I fucking love the Spirit Temple. Okay, so like Ocarina of Time, the Shadow Temple and the Spirit Temple are the two that two dungeons that you could do what you want, Sig. that the two dungeons that actually use the Ocarina of Time like gimmick of time travel pretty well. I think the Shadow Temple not as good, but it is cool that you technically have like a part 1 of the dungeon, the bottom of the well for the Shadow Temple. It's like Child Link. I think that's cool. But the Spirit Temple is really cool because there's like literally 2 halves of the dungeon, and you do one half as a child and the other half as an adult, and that's really sick. Plus the items you get from the Spirit Temple are really sick, and the boss fight is really sick, and the story is really sick, and the theming is really sick, and I like the fucking I like Namuru. I think she's sick. I look over at chat and Noodle got timed out for 1 second. Well, there you go. Cygnus has the power to do that. That's fine. As long as it's not abused too much, it's fine. So don't piss Sig off. Anyways, inside Ganon's castle. Alright, so I gotta think about this one. It's cool, right? The inside of Ganon's tower is cool. I like that you go you do all of the dungeons again, like a little slice of them, like a couple rooms or 1 room worth, which is pretty neat. I think my favorite part is that you could tell that a lot of the theming in Ganon's castle is based on earlier versions of the game, because the forest temple part of the castle is actually wind themed, which is really cool because like if you look at the medallion, for the forest medallion, kind of looks like a pinwheel, you know, like wind, which is because in the original version it was going to be like a wind temple, which I think is fucking sick. So like in Ganon's castle you can kind of see like the wind temple and stuff, which is pretty cool. What else? Right. Also, the same goes for the water part of the Ganon's castle. That's like ice themed because like the ice medallion, you can look at that. The water medallion looks like ice, you know, which is pretty cool. That being said, like the dungeon itself, it's neat. I think it's like the best of the, hey, here's like the end of the game boss rush type thing. I think this does it best because it's not a boss rush. It's just you get to do like a piece of the dungeon. I think it's A, honestly. I think it's pretty good. I like it. It's not crazy, but I like the puzzles. And you get the gold gauntlets, which is pretty sick. Because it makes like power scaling Link really funny. Like he could lift a giant obsidian block. That means that he could definitely one-punch Goku. And it's like, that's not how that works, but that's funny. Anyways, that's it for Ocarina of Time. Really solid dungeons. Honestly, Jabba Jabba being the worst makes sense. I don't think there's any complaints here. Woodfall Temple. We're going to Majora's Mask. I'm going to be honest. Woodfall Temple is really a forgettable dungeon to me. Like, it's fine. I always forget, like, how it, like, I don't know. I just forget about it. Like, when I think of Zelda Dungeons, I don't think of the Woodfall Temple. The boss is cool. I like Adalua a lot. I think he's a cool boss. And the theming's pretty neat, I guess. Just like a swampy kind of poison water temple. It's cool. I don't know. I don't know. I think Woodfall Temple is like fine. It's like a C. It's I don't know. I think it's like forgettable. I really don't have much to say about it. Now mod me? You are modded. You just have to refresh probably. Anyway, Snowhead Temple. Okay, so like this was the Deku mask, like the Deku kind of temple. This is the Goron mask. Snowhead is pretty cool. I like it a lot. I think, I don't know about a lot. I like it. I like the idea that it's like a giant tower that you have to go like up multiple floors and you're like bringing down blocks so that you can get to the boss room. That's pretty neat. Have you ever fallen off while you're doing that? That's not very neat. But thankfully it's not like impossible to get back up. It's fine. It's just like the water temple. It's kind of annoying to get to some parts, but I think the theming's pretty cool. I like snow dungeons. I think it's a good B. I think it's alright. It is an alright dungeon. It is pretty good. I fucking hate the Great Bay Temple. I might put this in D. I actually really don't like the Great Bay Temple. People talk about how the water temple is like the worst dungeon ever. Have they ever played the Great Bay Temple? In the original version of the game? That shit's ass. Confusing as fuck. You get to like follow pipes and then like have to, like, raise and lower, like turn on and turn off switches to, like, get the different pipe flows, and you gotta swim around. It's cool that you get to swim around as a Zora, and you get to use the ice arrows to freeze, like, blocks and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I like the Great Bay Temple. I think I don't like that dungeon, and that's just me. A Majora's Mask expert would probably think that this dungeon's like at least like a B. I don't like it. It pisses me off. That's all I have to say about it. I like the quest leading up to it though. I'm getting food. Okay, bye Vi. Also, did anybody say hi to Vi? I don't know if anybody did. Either way, Stone Tower Temple. That's an S. Alright. Moving on. Fuck Great Bay. That's what I'm talking about, Zelda. Great Bay fucking sucks. People talk about Water Temple. The Great Bay Temple's the worst one. Fuck that temple. That being said, Stone Tower Temple is literally the GOAT of Majora's Mask. It's literally one of the greatest dungeons ever. So good. The concept, I mean, like, the theming is awesome. And then the idea that, like, you flip the tower upside down to get to the other half of the dungeon. Dude, it's such a cool fucking concept. I'm like, how do they make this in a year? How do they get this? I mean, it makes sense to me. All it is just a different model that loads in and, like, just loads into a new area. But it's still cool. At least you remember the Great Bay Temple. I don't remember for a good reason. I don't remember it. Anyways, Stone Tower Temple is a great temple. Love it. I actually like the part where you're getting to the temple and you have to, like, play the LG of Emptiness to create, like, the different platforms and stuff. Like, I think that's a really fun way to get into the dungeon. I'm not a fan of the Gibdo part, but that's not the temple now, is it? So we don't have to include that part. If we were including build-up to dungeons, a lot of these would be ranked very differently. But Stone Tower Temple is a great dungeon. I like the light arrows being used. It's got really cool mini-bosses with the Igors. Very cool. That's all I have to say. Moon Dungeon. Alright, so here we go with another one of these, like, inside Ganon's castles things. This one is, I think, not nearly as good. You do a bunch of challenges based on the masks. It's, like, cool. It's just not nearly as good as, like, Ganon's castle. It's like a C for me. It's alright. You get a cool reward out of it, assuming you got every single mask in the game. But that's about it. I don't know these dungeons, so I'm gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh! And keep this on in the background. Everybody point and laugh at Noodle, who still hasn't played a lot of the Zelda games. I will be arguing that the path up to the Tears of Kingdom temples count as a temple. We'll probably do that because there's not much to really go off of if we don't, so. The moon was fun, the water trial fucking sucks, yeah. Everybody point and laugh at Noodle, who's only played, like, a couple Zelda games. I'm just kidding, Noodle, you're fine. Dragon Roost Cavern! Okay, we're getting to Wind Waker! Wind Waker, my favorite Zelda game! I love this game, it's my favorite video game of all time. And considering that Zelda is my favorite thing of all time, Wind Waker is probably just one of my favorite things of all time, you know? So... Dragon Roost Cavern, I think, is a really fucking good introduction dungeon. I really like it. It's an A. It's not S. It's not S. But I really think it's at least an A. Dragon Roost is just solid, you know, just all the way through. As an introductory, like, kind of temple to Wind Waker. I like that instead of it being, like, forest-themed, it's actually, like fire-themed. You know, it's like in a volcano. I like the grappling hook a lot. Very cool. There's a lot of cool puzzles you can do during the boss fight. Like, where you have to use the grappling hook to drag that bitch down. Being Volute to drag onto Goma's head. Very cool. And then also the dungeon itself just got some solid puzzles that are pretty nice. Thank you for the birthday present. I can now finally unmod Zelda. Don't do that. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a birthday present. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna take a drink. Also, I forgot to fill up my water before the stream, so whenever I take my BRB, I'll have to go do that. Alright. Next up is the Forbidden Woods. So, little side tangent about the Forbidden Woods. It's not really a tangent, it's just a rant. It's not really a rant. It's just a rambling. Good job speaking. I'm glad I do this for a living. Forbidden Woods is really cool because if you look at the details of it, you can kind of actually, like, see that it might be the remnants of the Kokiri Forest from Ocarina of Time. It's just overgrown and for some reason inside of a big tree. Not sure why. It's pretty cool, and they can assume that the giant tree that the current Wind Waker Deku tree is inside of, you can kind of theorize that like it's inside of the Deku tree from Ocarina of Time. Obviously, things don't add up 100%, but it's pretty cool to think about. Anyways, as a dungeon itself, Forbidden Woods, pretty neat. I like that many years after that, like the game had been out, somebody accidentally found like a one-hit kill for the Calidemos, I think is what its name is, the boss of the dungeon, by bringing like spring water to it. Just accidentally, just one-shot killed it. It's pretty funny that you could do that. The actual dungeon itself is pretty neat. I actually like the boomerang being used to like cut vines and stuff. And like you have to use the Deku Leaf a lot to glide through like a lot of the dungeon. It's pretty neat. I like it. I'm gonna say it's another like solid A tier for me. And I'm not biased for Wind Waker. What are you fucking talking about? Next is the Tower of the Gods. That's an S tier for me. I think most people do not think it's an S tier, but I don't know why. I've always really liked the Tower of the Gods. I can't explain why I like it. For something about this dungeon just like clicks with me. I like that the beginning part, you're using your boat to like kind of go from area to area, and like that could get annoying, but it's only for a small portion of the dungeon that you do that. And I think that that's what makes it good, because if it was like the entire dungeon, it would be awful. But since it's only for a little bit, it's nice. And I really like the theming, obviously. Theming is really good. I don't know why, I just like the like ancient kind of godly Tower of the Gods. Like it's got a good theme to it. I really like that you get the bow in the dungeon. And you get the command melody, where you can mind control people. I mean, suggest people to do stuff. It's very cool. You can see towers borderline between A and S. Yeah, that makes sense. The puzzles kind of blow. I don't know. I like the puzzles where you guide little statues around. I think that's neat. And I like the optional rooms that are in the game. There's like a few areas in the dungeon. There's a few areas that are like you don't have to go to them, but they give you like extra stuff, and I think it's pretty cool, especially for a randomizer. But we're ignoring randomizers. I just think it's a pretty neat dungeon. I like it. It makes me happy. It does not deserve to be an S, but I'm biased, so it's an S for me. Like, it should be like an A, you know. But Forsaken Fortress. Okay. Forsaken Fortress. It's like barely a dungeon, right? The first time you go through it, you're just kind of sneaking around, which is pretty cool. And you don't have a sword, which is infamous because you get your sword, you're like, wow, I have a sword. And then the game immediately takes it away from you, which is a funny choice. I do think it's a funny choice. Like, damn, you're fucked, idiot. It's cool that you sneak through stuff. It's kind of barely a dungeon, though. That being said, the fact that you go back through it and you just, like, storm through it with, like, the Master Sword, that's pretty cool. That being said, I agree with chat. It's like a B. Yo, it's Object Finder. How goes it? How does it go? But you faceplant though? Yeah, that's why it's not a C. The faceplant's really funny. And I really love that Wind Waker has the faceplant as a recurring gag. It happens like 2 times in the game. My favorite one is the second time. The second time's so much fucking funnier. Because of the build-up. The second time's funny because like you put the pearls into the statues. And it's like gonna blow up, and Link's like, ah! And he like runs away, and then he's like, huh? And he comes back up to check on it, and he's like, oh, I guess it's not gonna blow up. And then it fucking blows up anyways. It's so goddamn funny. And he splats into the tower, and he like barely can see it. God, this shit kills me every time. 3 times? Try to think what the 3rd time is. This is the first time with the barrel. There's that time with that. You faceplant on eyes. Okay, but that's optional. But I do love doing that. Alright, next is the Earth Temple. Ooh, Earth Temple. Ooh, Earth Temple. Ooh, so good. Earth Temple is so fucking cool. It's like... It's kind of just another, like, kind of creepy dungeon. But, ooh, I love it. You get to use, like, Medley to, like, you do, like, light puzzles. You get the mirror shield. God, I love light, like, mirror shield puzzles. God, the Earth Temple's just a good dungeon. The boss is pretty fucking sick, too. With, like, what is it, Jalhala. Because what I always do is I always make sure, before I fight Jalhalla, I go and grab the fucking hurricane spin, and then you just like fuck that guy up. It's awesome. I think the theming of the dungeon is really sick because it's just like Earth Temple, and you're like, oh okay, yeah, it's oh whoa, and it's like freaky because it's like, you know, so much of dead bodies in the earth, right? Anyways, and the fact that you get like a partner in this one and the next one makes these dungeons so cool. I love them. You thought they were both kind of mid. That's fair. I think they're fucking sick. I also am definitely biased for Wind Waker. So, you know. Wind Temple. Alright. Wind Temple, I think, is not as good as the Earth Temple. I like it. I just think the theming is not nearly as strong as the Earth Temple's theming. I love Makar. He's my little guy. He's my, like, fucking bro. I love him so much. My little buddy. His noises are cute. I love whenever you make him follow you and he like does a little jingle as he walks. It's so cute. And he kind of shakes to walk. It's so funny. That being said, the actual dungeon is like, it's alright. I was a big fan. It's pretty cool. You use the Deku Leaf again. But I think the Wind Temple's like an A. I still like it. Pretty much just as much as like Forbidden Woods and stuff. But you know, it's alright. It's not as good as Earth Temple. I think it's all right would be here. It's pretty good. I'll say it's pretty good. I like the boss too. You know, pretty damn cool fucking boss. You just like, it's just a sandworm. You're just fighting sandworms. It's annoying sometimes, but it's pretty fun. Ganon's Tower. Excuse me, Ganon's Tower. It's another one of those like it's kind of like the Ganon's castle and inside the moon dungeon, you know? But you do like a boss rush, which is neat, I guess, because you're stronger, so you kind of kill them way faster. And they put like a filter over it. It's pretty funny. It's all right. The rest of the dungeon's cool because you get to fight like Phantom Ganon, but it's not really that much going on. I did just remember that leading up to the boss fights, there's like little tiny puzzle rooms, but I don't remember them being like that crazy. It's a C. It feels bad putting something from Wind Waker in C, but I don't know. It's fine. It's a fine dungeon. It's not awful like Great Bay. Fuck you, Great Bay. Anyways, next is the Forest Temple from Twilight Princess. Okay. Twilight Princess enjoyers, rise up. Raise your hand if you love Twilight Princess. Forest Temple. It's not actually it's never really been a favorite of mine, I hate to say. I think a lot of the other dungeons in this game are a lot better. Forest Temple, there's like monkeys. You're helping out the monkeys, which is pretty cool. I like helping out the monkeys. I used to not like them, but I like them now. I replay the game. I think they're cute. It's not bad. I think it's a B. I think it's a good introduction. It does take like 5 hours to get to it though. Not really. It takes like a couple hours, but depending if you're like doing it casual, it's like an hour if you know what you're doing. But it takes a bit to get to. You can almost consider like Hyrule Castle in the intro of the game as like the first real dungeon, and even that's like not really a dungeon. In the beginning of the game, to be exact. We'll get to later. The Forest Temple's fine. I think it's a B. I think I agree with chat. It's not bad. It's not like the best. It's all right. That being said, Goron Mines. All right. So I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on Goron Mines, which I didn't know because I always liked Goron Mines. I thought it was pretty sick. I'm gonna take a drink. I'll let chat think about this one. Oh, the music. Nice. I like the Goron Mines. I like the theming a lot. I've wanted them to bring back like a mine aesthetic for so long because the 2 times they've done it has been amazing. I really liked both of the mine aesthetics they've done for like Zelda Dungeons. I'm like, bring it back in another game. That shit's awesome. Goron Mines, I think, is an A. I really like the mini boss where you just do like you're just fighting a big old Goron on like a rocking platform. You gotta have like iron boots on and shit. And you get the bow, which is pretty cool. I like that there's an outside portion and an inside portions. I think that's cool. Honestly, a lot of the magnet puzzles is like really fucking cool. I'm sad they haven't brought back like magnet puzzles for like iron boots. That's because they haven't brought back iron boots in a while. But like the iron boots with like the magnets was really cool. Yeah, you kind of move fucking slow and it gets disorienting, but I still think it's like a really fun and cool idea, you know? And like, I don't know, the theming of the dungeon's great. I like it. It's a good dungeon. Lakebed Temple. Alright, how do I feel about Lakebed? I used to not like this dungeon much. I've kind of warmed up to it. It's like alright. The theming's pretty good. It's not that complicated. The staircase, you're gonna rotate it around. I think it's a solid C. I think I agree. I was thinking C. I think C. I'm glad you guys agree. Hey, that fucking rhymed. Yippee! Yeah, it's fine. But it's not like the best. I think that's a good place to put it. The boss, pain in the ass to start. Yeah, that too. I like, what do I like about it? Even the mini boss is alright. It's like you fight a giant, it's just a reskin of, like a Wind Waker, sorry, not Wind Waker, Majora's Mask boss. The actual boss, Morpha, is like really cinematic, but that's about it. It's not like the best to fight, it's just mostly really cool cinematics. Like, the visual of Link holding on to this giant fucking fish eel thing and just fucking stabbing it in the eye is pretty fucking wicked, you know? It's pretty badass. Arbiter's Grounds, that's an S. I like Arbiter's Grounds. Yeah, I like Arbiter's Grounds. I've always liked Arbiter's Grounds. It's got great theming. I love, it's really just like it's just the Forest Temple, again, I'm aware of this. But tell me that the spinner isn't fucking cool. Like, I know people complain, like, oh, but you barely use the spinner in Twilight Princess. You only get to use it in this dungeon. You use it in this dungeon, though! And it's so cool in this dungeon. You get to, like, fucking Tony Hawk across the walls and shit. It's awesome. And like, the theming is, again, the theming is fucking great. The lore around it is fucking great. It's such a good dungeon. It's just, like, a solid, like, every dungeon should, like, look to Arbiter's Grounds and do at least that good. You know? Like, do at least that good, and, you know, or at least try to be that good, and you're good. The Gibdos are horrifying. Yeah, the fucking Re-Dead Knights. Those guys are scary. It's awesome. The rest drags it too far down for me. See, I don't know. I like it. I like that you have to use the wolf in this dungeon, too. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. What is that, Sig? Anyways, next is Snow Peak. Did I hear Snow Peak? Because this fucking dungeon is fucking peak, dude. Okay, so let's talk about this. Snow Peak Ruins is a weird dungeon. You either like it, you love it, or you just don't care about it. I'm one of the people that loves the theming a lot. I also really like, just like the Forest Temple, the mysterious kind of lore around it. It's very interesting. The puzzles are good. I like the ice. I think it's fine. You slip and slide around, pretty cool. It's you know, annoying usually, but I don't know why I don't really mind it in this. I think it's because you don't fall on your face like in Wind Waker. But God, can you imagine if you did? That would have been so much funnier. I like it. I think it's funny that like the whole dungeon is set up as like it's just a fetch quest. Like you're just talking to this sick lady who's like, I think the key is in that room, and then you go to that room and it's a fucking cheese. You got fucking cheese, and you bring it back to the lady, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was in that room, and I know that some people probably think that's stupid or annoying. I think it's funny as fuck. It gets me. I love it. I think it's awesome. Also, the Yetis are cool. Again, the theming is just so good. Theming really does a lot for me for a dungeon and like the story. And I like the puzzles. I actually want to point out one puzzle in particular. The room where there's like, you push the blocks, right? I like that. I like the push block puzzle part because you do the first part, right? You're pushing a block across ice and you solve the first part. But then you come back to that same room and you push down like another block. And then there's another puzzle you could do with that same little area. I was like, dude, that's so cool. They should do that more often, where you have to revisit an area of a puzzle, and you just have like an extra piece that you could use to solve it. Like, I don't know. That moment alone, just like, I like it. I don't know why. I just really like it. I think you're stupid and annoying, but I love you and think you're awesome. Oh. Time out? No, I'm just kidding. Aw, thank you, bros. Get your fish. Anyways, Temple of Time. Alright. So, the Temple of Time is interesting, right? The Temple of Time, what I really like about it before anything, is that it's kind of implied to be like what would have been the Temple of Light in Ocarina of Time. And I like that. It's pretty cool. That being said, the Temple of Time, pretty cool. You time travel back to, I don't know, like the past, vaguely somewhere in the past, and you do it. Very cool. I like it. Here's the problem with this dungeon, okay? You go all the way up to the top, you get a statue, you bring it all the way back. Simple, right? It's not exactly the most interesting to bring it back, though. You know? Like, you're just kind of smashing through shit, you know? I do like it. I think the theming is cool. I like that it's like, hey, you never got the Temple of Light in Ocarina of Time, so here it is. It's the Temple of Time, but it's got like light symbols everywhere, so it's basically the fucking Temple of Light. I like the Dominion Rod. You do use it in the game for one quest. It's fine, but I don't know. I think it's a B. The boss is cool. If you have arachnophobia, you fucking hate this dungeon. The boss is cool. I like the boss. Where you smash a giant spider with big old statues. Like, it's pretty funny. Anyways, next is City in the Sky. Okay, so City in the Sky. This one is controversial, I think. Chet, just go ahead and throw out, what's your rankings on City in the Sky? I'm curious. I'll talk about it, but I'm curious to see what Chet has to say. So City in the Sky is a location throughout the entire game that is like built up and hyped up as like, oh my god, did you know that there's like this ancient civilization that lived in the sky? And you're sitting there like, oh, what is it? Oh my god, it's got to be something crazy. And then finally you get to the portion of the game where it's like, you have to go to the sky. And it's like, oh my god, we're going to get to this ancient civilization. What is it? And then you realize you've actually seen the people that are the ancient civilization the whole time with Uka. The big old, the little titty chickens, you know? The bald titty chickens. Those are the ancient people. And you're like, oh, that's funny. Okay, so I like the theming of the dungeon actually quite a bit. Where it's like based on like this, somebody will have to tell me, is it... it's like a painting. I cannot fucking remember right now. It's like escaping. It's just the information gone from my head. It's based on like a painting where it's like you get like the Uka climbing on like the walls and stuff. And like the ceilings. And it's really cool. You get the double claw shots. Very cool. Probably one of the best Zelda items ever, dude. Fucking sick. You become Spider-Man. Again, theming is great. However, the actual puzzles are not like that strong to me. Like, I like the parts where you're like Spider-Manning around the rooms. But that's like, it's kind of like all you do in some parts of the dungeon. You're just kind of Spider-Manning around, which is like cool. But it's not exactly like a crazy puzzle, you know. I don't know. It's I think it's the theming really carries it. I think it's like I think I'll put it in B. I think it's about the same as like Temple of Time for me. It's pretty dang alright. There's a lot of build up though, so. Alright, Palace of Twilight. Palace of Twilight. See, I really do like the Twilight in Twilight Princess. It's like, you know, name fucking the fucking game, but I like Laxie's asleep. I'm sorry, Rose. I like the Palace of Twilight. There's not that much going on, right? There's not like a whole bunch of puzzles, but I do like that you're carrying these like soul orbs from like one part to another part to power up your Master Sword. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that they have the weird fucking freaky hands chasing you, the Zant hands. Those are pretty cool. You get to fight like Phantom Zant, and then you fight actual Zant, and that boss fight's pretty dang cool. It's like basically replacing like what would be a boss rush. It's just Zant teleporting you to like different places and like shape-shifting the environment. I mean, not really teleporting you, just kind of shape-shifting everything to look like the different boss fights, and he like transforms himself and stuff, and he's really wacky. I know a lot of people hate how Zant turns out in Twilight Princess, and like I don't blame them, but I played the game enough to where it doesn't bother me, so it's not really a thing I consider. I think that the Palace of Twilight is a solid B. I think I agree with Zelda. It's pretty good. It's alright. Yes, next question. Hyrule Castle. Okay, so a lot of these Zelda games like to do a end of the game final kind of dungeon, right? Is it like a boss rush? Is it a collection of puzzles that are themed after everything in the game? Or is it just, I don't know, actually fucking Hyrule Castle as a dungeon? And dude, it's pretty cool. Like, Hyrule Castle and Twilight Princess is a pretty cool dungeon. I think I like it a lot. I like the theming. I do like to think about, like, sometimes when I'm going through the castle, I'm like, this is like, do they walk through here? Like, I'm like, what, did Ganondorf fuck all this up? What happened to this place? You're telling me that somebody walks through these halls and like lives here? I like it though. The theming's great. I like the you notice I've been saying theming a lot. I like that there's the outside portion before you actually go inside the castle. That part's pretty cool. You get to fight what the fuck is, oh yeah, King Bulblin. And that fight's pretty sick. I like that one. I don't know, I think it's an A. I don't think it's S. I don't think it has that like sauce that makes it tippy top. Are we counting the final boss? Because the final boss, like Ganondorf, he's pretty freaking cool. If we're counting the boss, it might be S. Because that final fight in Twilight Princess is like really fucking good. It's probably the best in the series, outside of maybe one exception. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it here. Just for now, I'm gonna keep Hyrule Castle in A. But I can be easily convinced to move it to S.
Hi.
Oh my god. Oh, you said hi to Laxi. Oh, she said hi back. That's crazy. Anyways, Skyview Temple. So now we're on Skyward Sword. Alright, so Skyview Temple is interesting because it's the first dungeon of Skyward Sword, right? And, you know, Skyview Temple, right? It's pretty silly. I like that you come back to it. I don't know if it's really fun whenever you come back to it, but if we count the Hyrule Castle final boss, we gotta count Ocarina of Time's entire escape sequence. My ranking wouldn't change. It'd be about the same. I think Skyview Temple is it's pretty fun. I like how you use the slingshot to go around, and you get the beetle, one of the best Zelda items ever, because it's just a fun item to use. You get the beetle. The beetle's pretty cool item. I think Skyview is a B. It's alright. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Sick. And Majora for... I don't know, I think my ranking wouldn't change for the Moon Dungeon. Majora's fight's pretty fun, but it's more fun if you just, like, fucking curb stomp the guy. Final Ganondorf Wind Waker, yeah, Puppet Ganon, that stuff's pretty cool too. I think I'd still keep the rankings the same, but... Earth Temple! Okay, so this one is funny, because this one's, like, easy to confuse with the other fire-themed temple in the same area. They kind of get mixed up in, I think, a lot of people's heads. The Earth Temple's funny, you get to roll around on big balls. It's pretty funny. I do like that. You're, like, rolling around on lava, and you get to crush, like, the little... I forgot what they're fucking called. I completely forgot what the frog enemies are called. I don't know, the little splurt guys. They go Brat! And you could pop them like balloons by rolling over them with a big ball. It's pretty funny. The actual dungeon's all right though. I think it's like a C for me. It's all right. It's not like the best, but oh yeah, Sig. Mark it on your bingo cards. Wink. Anyways, Lanayru mining facility. All right, so first of all, I always like to say this fun fact about this song: the Lanayru mining facility song was reused in Breath of the Wild. Does anybody know where it was reused? While you're answering that, if anybody even bothers, I am going to say that I like the theming of this one a lot. It's another mine kind of related dungeon, but it's also like really technologically advanced, and there's nothing funnier to me in Zelda lore than having, hello, we are an ancient civilization. Also, our technology is 1 billion times better than yours. Did we mention we're an ancient civilization? I think that shit's funny. And honestly, I think the only annoying parts about the Lanayru mining facility is, like, the BMOS. And that's not really the dungeon's fault. That's just a BMOS problem. Oh my god, it's hi Vi. Everybody's hi to Vi. Vi's back. Do you like that everybody in chat pretty much has, like, a symbol next to their name now? Anyways, Lanayru mining facility is good. I think I like it at, it's like a B. I think it's alright. I like the theming, but pretty good. I think it's another average, kind of middle of the road dungeon, you know? I think it's pretty good. However, Ancient Cistern is an S. The Ancient Cistern is, first of all, a really well-themed dungeon, right? I really like it. Second of all, the boss, really cool. Has a creepy little laugh after you kill it. I like that. Probably one of my favorite Zelda bosses. It's really fun to fight. Third of all, the theming of above is like this holy kind of light place where you gotta use like the whip to like basically grapple hook swing around, you know? And it's really cool. There's like the water. That's not that bad because it's not that intrusive. The water is just there. It's probably one of the best water dungeons in any Zelda. But then you go into a certain area and suddenly the dungeon is like really dark and like there's like zombie bokoblins and there's like, oh my god, and there's like poison and stuff. It's so, it's Ancient Cistern. Mwah, beautiful. One of the best dungeons in the series. It's just so good. My god. Love it. After that is another banger dungeon. The Sand Ship, which is only mostly a banger because of the theming. But I actually personally like the puzzles of it being all on like a big pirate ship. And one puzzle that stands out to me is the part where you have to look through like a broken... is it broken or is it just some... I don't know. You got to use time shift stones in this one and in the mining facility, but the sand ship I think uses it way better because you're going to the past of the ship. It's very cool. And you have to use the time shift stones throughout the dungeon to like activate and deactivate parts. And like, let's say there's like a broken thing that you can't get through, so you have to activate a time shift crystal. Boom, that thing is not broken anymore. Now you can go through there. Oh, but now there's like electrical wires blocking you. Boom, turn off the time shift crystal. Boom, the wires don't exist anymore. Ah, it's so good. The theming is great. It's fun. The boss is cool in concept. Kind of ugly. Wish it had a different design, but I think it's cool. You know, you're fighting a giant sea monster attacking a ship. That's pretty cool. You do just kind of shoot it in an eye a bunch, but it's fine. It's still neat set pieces, you know? And it's not enough to really like bring it down for me. I just really like the sand ship. Honestly, I think I just really like Zelda Dungeons. There's a lot of S and B tiers. Next is the Fire Sanctuary. Alright, so how many of you remember how to get into this dungeon? What's that? Oh, right, yeah. You have to pour water in a frog's mouth. And then it opens a door. And I was... It's funny. You pour water into a frog's mouth and it goes, "Whap!" and then the door opens. It's great. It's a thirsty boy, and you give him water, and the door opens. It's fucking awesome. The actual dungeon itself is like,
GG, PAU Penile has just decided to resub. Wow.
See? The resub works, Noodle. I think you just got scammed by Twitch last time. Anyways, why is it always tier lists? Good question. Thank you for the sub. So, Fire Sanctuary, I think it's all right. I think it's about the same as like C. You know, it's fine. It's kind of just like Earth Temple Part 2, but I do like that you go inside and outside. It's pretty cool. I like that. It's pretty nice. That's about it. That's about all I have to say about that. What are we ranking? Zelda Dungeons. That's what we're ranking, Paul. You can look at what we have so far, and you can be pissed off, like most people are when they see tier lists. Side thing. Did you guys know that every time I do a tier list video on, like, I upload one of the tier lists as, like, a VOD on my VOD channel, it is always the most polarizing videos that I ever make. It's always got, like, the most likes, and also the most dislikes. It is always so funny. Anyways, Skykeep. Alright, so. Skykeep. I like Skykeep. In concept. In execution, it's really hit or miss. It could be either an alright dungeon that's like, alright, that was pretty fun. Or a nightmare. It depends on how you do it. It's really up to you, the player. That's why if I were to ask chat, hey, what do you think of Skykeep? I bet most of them are going to say it's alright or F tier, D tier. I think it's just it's like a C, it's a good C tier dungeon for me. I didn't mean to select pin images, but whatever. I think it's a good C tier again. It might even be D tier. I think it's got a cool idea. It's another one of those like, hey, you're at the end of the game, here's a final like kind of puzzle rush gauntlet thing. Might be one of the worst though. Just saying. Do I put it in D? I'm beginning to think I should put it in D. I think I think D is... No. I don't think it's that bad. D is coming up. So, now, moving on to the two newest 3D Zelda games. First up, we have Breath of the Wild. How many of you love Breath of the Wild? I love Breath of the Wild. Most of you love Breath of the Wild. The dungeons are one thing that people complain about a lot. I think the dungeons are not that bad. I don't think they're, like, horrible. But if you were to compare them to other Zelda dungeons... yeah, they're not the best. So, Vah Ruta. The cool thing about the dungeons in Breath of the Wild is that you can, like, use your map to manipulate the actual dungeon. Sounds fucking cool, right? Like, what a badass concept. However, some of them, like Vah Ruta, is you make an elephant move its trunk, which allows you to pour water on different parts of the dungeon. That's pretty cool. That's pretty alright. That's about it, though. You could turn a water wheel. Oh, that's pretty cool, right? I do think it's neat. You put out fire at one point. I think it's pretty cool. That being said, it's not, like, mind-blowing. I guess, like, the first time I played it, I was like, ooh, this is really cool, because it was the first time. Every time I revisit it, I'm like, cool, I have beaten the dungeon in 20 minutes. It is very easy to just skip most of the puzzles. And I would say you need to land on the trunk one time. Yeah, that part's pretty neat. I do like that. I like how Link freaks the fuck out whenever you're on it. Like, if you ever watch his legs, he's like... which is pretty funny. I don't know. Vah Ruta, okay, let's talk about this, too. The build-up to the dungeons. Cygnus said we should talk about it. I think I agree. Alright, so the build-up to Vah Ruta. You have to get shock arrows from a Lionel. Unless you skip that by buying them somewhere, which you could do. But assuming you don't skip anything, which is kind of how you have to do a lot of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom stuff. Like, hey, this is pretty cool, assuming you don't literally skip everything because the game lets you. You know. But okay, so Vah Ruta, to get to it, you have to get the shock arrows, right? And then you take the shock arrows and you use it to ride around. You ride on your boyfriend. I mean, you ride on Sidon. You ride on his back. And you shoot generators on the back of a giant elephant. It's neat. I think most people, when they played the game, didn't know how to break the ice blocks like I did. I didn't know how to break the ice blocks. I shot them with arrows like everybody else did. Unless you're smart and you actually use the Cryonis to break the blocks and you don't just shoot them with arrows like a dumbass like I did. That's about it though. That's it. There's not really much going on with the dungeon. I don't know. I hate to say it, I think it's a D. Look, it's cool. I think it's neat. But Vah Ruta is not the divine beast that I think is the coolest. The puzzles are like, okay. I don't know. I could be convinced to move it to C if chat is like mad about it being in D, but I don't know. I just don't care about it, man. It's like, it takes 20 minutes to beat. Now this next dungeon. Vah Meadow. First of all, cool theming. You're on a giant bird ship in the sky. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about the lead up to the dungeon first this time. The lead up. You go to an, okay, I'm trying to think of the order of events. Yeah, you go to an archery range, talk to an angry Rito who says D. Who says damn. He says damn. He swears. If you come back to him later, trust me, he does. Crazy. Cannot believe they would allow such foul language in my Zelda games. Anyways, the big bird's pretty cool. But basically you do like the archery training, and my favorite thing to do every time I play it is I don't leave the platform. I just shoot all the targets from the platform because it's funny. The problem with a lot of these dungeons in a lot of these dungeons from like these newer Zelda games, you have to like kind of pretend like you are going to do them as intended, because it's really easy to just not. For example, every time I play Vah Meadow, I just don't get the map. You know, like the main gimmick where you can like tilt Vah Meadow back and forth? Every time I play the game, I just don't get that. I just beat the dungeon I just have way more fun beating the dungeon without doing that. Like, I go outside and I try to glide in through like a window to get to certain parts, and I use like Cryonis, or not Cryonis, like Magnesis to like move stuff around, and I think that's like way more fun to me. If you were to play the dungeon as intended, it's cool. You tilt a giant bird. It is kind of funny to imagine, like, when you tilt it, do you think the Ritos like look up into the sky and they just see the bird like flying in a circle and they're like, what the fuck is it doing? It's alright. The boss, oh, I forgot to mention the bosses. Vah Ruta's boss, Vah Meadow's boss, it's a C because I like to do that fun thing where you don't get the map. I think it's fun. Honestly, that's the only reason it's C. Alright, so next is Vah Rudania. Okay. So Vah Rudania probably has the worst gimmick when it comes to like a divine beast, like how you can manipulate it on the map. This one, like, you can make it go sideways. And like, that's cool. It's not the most exciting. I like it for the puzzles. I think it's pretty neat. I like that there's like a part where you gotta roll a ball and you gotta tilt the dungeon. That's pretty cool. The thing that really is standout about this dungeon is when you first enter it, when you go inside of it for the first time, like, doom, it's like pitch black. It's all super dark. It's like all the doors closed, you can't get out. It's pitch black, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool, right? That lasts like 5 seconds, because then you turn the dungeon back and it's done. You get the map and it's like all the lights turn on, you're done. So I'm like, damn. But to be fair, if it lasted longer than that, it probably would have gotten annoying. Or would it have? I really don't know. No one knows. Except for we do. There's literally a part of the game where you do exactly an entire portion of the game in the dark, and it's fucking awesome. But whatever. Anyway, look, this boss also kind of sucks. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you just throw bombs at a guy, and like, it's a D. Okay, we're moving on. Va Naboris. So Va Naboris is probably. Can I get an auditory readout of the current rankings after you rank this one? Game title and dungeon name would be good enough, please. Okay. Let me take a drink then, and I'll read through what we have so far. I know the words are kind of tiny. I didn't make this tier list, so. Alright. So far, we have S tier. Forest Temple, Ocarina of Time. Shadow Temple, Ocarina of Time. Spirit Temple, Ocarina of Time. Stone Tower Temple, Majora's Mask. Tower of the Gods, Wind Waker. Earth Temple, Wind Waker. Arbiter's Grounds, Twilight Princess. Snow Peak Ruins, Twilight Princess. Ancient Cistern, Skyward Sword. Sand Ship, Skyward Sword. After that A tier, we have Fire Temple, Ocarina. Water Temple, Ocarina. Inside Ganon's Castle, Ocarina. And then we have Dragon Roost Cavern, Wind Waker. Forbidden Woods from Wind Waker. Wind Temple from Wind Waker. Goron Mines from Twilight Princess. And the Hyrule Castle from Twilight Princess. That's all A tier. B tier, we have the Deku Tree, Ocarina of Time. Dodongo's Cavern, Ocarina. Snowhead Temple, Majora's Mask. Forsaken Fortress, Wind Waker. Forest Temple, TP. Temple of Time, TP. City of the Sky, TP. Palace of Twilight, TP. Skyview Temple, Skyward Sword. Lene Mining Facility, Skyward Sword. Pretty good. Sea Temple. Sea Temple? Good job. I was reading chat at the same time. Can you tell? Sea. Jabu Jabu. Ocarina. Woodfall. Majora. Moon. Majora. Ganon's Tower. Wind Waker. Lakebed Temple from Twilight. Earth Temple from Skyward. Fire Sanctuary Skyward. Sky Keep Skyward. Va Meadow. Breath of the Wild. And then indeed here we have Great Bay Temple. Fuck that dungeon. Va Ruta. Breath of the Wild. And Va Rudania. Breath of the Wild. Alright. Now we have Naboris. So Naboris. Good old camel. Probably my favorite dungeon from this, outside of like when I do Va Meadow wrong. Water Temple is B tier. I think the only reason I have it in A is because the Darkling fight is fucking awesome, and I like fighting Morpho. It's pretty funny. But the Darkling fight really carries that dungeon. I think I had it in B, but chat convinced me to put it in A, and I agree just because of Darkling. But Naboris, I think it's my favorite for the puzzles. The fucking map like manipulation you do like is not really the best. In theory, right? You move a neck up and down, right? That's all you do. But how it actually affects the dungeon is different, right? How it affects the dungeon is a lot different because it activates electricity, and I love in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I actually mentioned exactly those two things, by the way, Paul. It's very funny. Those are my exact two complaints. And like in the original, you have to pause the game to equip the Iron Boots every time, and it's pretty slow and tedious. I love electric puzzles in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Naboris is like really good. It's still a C. The build-up, however, I forgot to mention the build-up to Rudania because it's literally you're escorting Unabo, man. You escort a fucking Goron. It's whatever. You have to like find him and then you escort him. It's whatever. The actual lead up to Va Naboris is pretty cool. You get to ride on like, well, first you have to sneak into the town and do a bunch of stuff, which is pretty neat. And then you have to ride on some sand seals. And like blow up the feet of the beast, which is pretty fun. The actual dungeon, I like the puzzles. I think it's a good, you know what? I'll be nice. It's a B tier. I think it's that good. I think I like the puzzles that much. It doesn't take me 20 minutes to beat the dungeon. It takes me 30. You're gonna lurk for the rest of the stream? Brandon's not being nice to me? I'm sorry. I hope you can be cheered up by some silly screaming noises from Mario Kart or something. That'll happen soon. After that is Hyrule Castle. So, how do I rank Hyrule Castle? Because, like, I really like Hyrule Castle, but, like, it's only a dungeon if you want it to be, and it's not really a dungeon. Hyrule Castle is as simple as you just climb up a wall and you're at the boss. It's really fun if you don't just if you're playing it the first time, because they have like the Hylian shields hidden in there, and it's a bunch of like random like good loot, like Cygnus said. But again, it's the problem with a lot of these Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom dungeons is you have to play them in a specific way, like as the game is intended, for them to be like amazing. If you play them, I don't know, even casually, if you just did Hyrule Castle. For example, you get to those Lionel fights. That's cool. You can also just like ignore it. Like as a dungeon, it sucks, but as a location that you can visit, it's pretty cool. So that's why it's hard to rank this one. I don't know what to fucking rank this as. Like if I'm ranking it as a dungeon, it's terrible. You can just skip every single puzzle. But it's a really cool area, you know? And the music. Oh, the music. Oh, it's so good. I don't know. Like I said, it's a really cool area to visit, but as an actual dungeon, it kind of fucking sucks big balls. Because you can just skip literally there's no puzzles that you have to do. You can just go to the top. You win. I think it's fun to explore. I'll put it in C. Again, as an actual dungeon, it sucks, but it's really fun to explore. So I'll put it in C. I think it's a good, like, you know. There's a lot going on, though. It's pretty cool. Alright. I'm going to change the order of these, because I want to do it in a different order. I'm saving this one for last, and this one is first. Yeah, there we go. Wind Temple. Okay, so the Wind Temple is, first of all, amazing theming. The build up to this thing, fucking awesome. Where you're going up, like, you're literally climbing up like a giant, like, storm. There's like there's like ships everywhere. There's like floating rocks. You gotta climb up to get to the top of the storm. You finally launch above, and the music, it cuts out. And then you drop down, and then the music, boom! The dungeon music comes in. Oh, it's so fucking cinematic. It's awesome. The boss fight, also really cool. Like, Holgera, really cool fight. The dungeon puzzles are alright. They're fine. They're like, okay, I guess. They're not like the best. But I think it's got good enough theming that I'll put it in... Honestly, A. I think I agree with Cygnus. I was going to put it in B, but I really, really love the build-up and the theming and the boss. The puzzles are like fucking alright, I guess. But the theming and everything else is really good. And like, theming has carried a dungeon before. So, you know. The Fire Temple. Okay. The lead up to the Fire Temple is... It's alright. You walk to it. I guess if you're including the mini-boss before it, that's alright. You get to fly around and stuff. It's pretty cool. It, for some reason, does not stick out of my mind, so I guess it's not the best. It's alright. I think it's fine. But the actual dungeon itself has a major problem. I actually think it's a really cool... Like, if... Okay. If... Yeah, the lead-up is kind of... Yeah, it's like... I don't know. It's kind of ass. I kind of agree. Here's the thing about the Fire Temple. If you do it as intended, really cool dungeon, right? You get to, like, ride on minecarts and stuff. Pretty cool. There's, like, gongs you gotta hit. Pretty cool. It's really, and I mean really easy to just not do it as intended, and I do have to count that against it. Because they have designed dungeons in ways... Yeah, they have designed dungeons in ways... to make them able to not be skipped as easily, And they just didn't even bother with Fire Temple. I'm gonna be honest, chat. It's a D for me. I don't really like it that much. I really like... The theming's not even the best for me. Listen, Lost Gorondia, really cool idea. But like, I don't care. There's no like, if there was like hidden tablets and stuff around that was like, yes, log 1 of whatever, and it's like talked about it, it's really cool. But it's just like, yeah, here's an ancient civilization of the Gorons, and you're like, oh, cool. And they're like, yep. And I'm like, all right, what about it? And they're like, yep. I go, cool, all right. So even from a lore perspective, it's just boring. Ugh. It's an alright dungeon. It's a D for me just because you could skip all the puzzles. If you couldn't skip the puzzles, it'd be like B, I think. But honestly, because you could skip them and nobody ever does it intended, I never do it intended. And the boss, it's not even that... I don't even like the boss that much. Goma's not even that fun. What's funny about Goma, too, is the refights that you could do in the depths, because you can fight all the bosses again in the depths. The Goma refight, it just sucks. Because you don't have the main mechanic of the boss. So Goma's like refight just is like, alright, here's phase 2. And then it doesn't change because it doesn't have a ceiling to climb on. So it's really funny. That's not counted against the dungeon. I just think that's a funny side thing. It's a D for me. Water Temple, that's an instant D. Oh, dear God, I do not like the Water Temple in this game. The lead up is like, alright. It's like, alright. Oh, yeah, here, I'll reorganize that for you. I didn't reorganize that one. I'll reorganize that for you. The Water Temple is like, the lead up is like, okay, so the lead up, you have to do the thing where you have to go find, like, the big papa, you gotta get the scale from him, and you gotta shoot it through a thing. That's pretty cool. Here's the thing. The coolest part about the lead up is, you know the part where you go into the giant drain, and it has that, like, underground part that's, like, really cool theming, and it's like, whoa, it's like a sewer? That part's fucking sick. I'm like, wow, this is cool. I wish this were the actual dungeon and like just expanded. Because when you get to the actual Water Temple, it's in the sky. And like, it's like barely a Water Temple. Most of the puzzles are like, here's a little pond. Most of it is just like, it's a sky temple. Which I get it. It's fine to have like temples in the sky. But this one, it didn't have, I don't know, I don't really care. The puzzles aren't even the best. The low gravity, yeah, low gravity's cool, but why is that in my Water Temple? I don't know, it's fine. It is a sky game, I agree, it's just like, I don't care about this dungeon. I think that I think it was better done with the, Wind Temple was like a better sky temple. And, honestly, I don't know. It's just not the best Water Temple. And the boss isn't even... The boss sucks. The boss is... I hate the boss. The boss is stupid. It's just a stupid fucking squid that you gotta fight. It turns into a big shark, and then you, like, splash water on him, and he goes... and he turns into a little squid. You beat the shit out of him. I don't know. I don't like it. You did the Water Temple first, and it was so beautiful. See, I bet if I had done it first, I'd have different opinions. But I did it, like, third, and I was like... Or I did it, like, second, and I was like... It's fine. The boss is semi-annoying. Yeah, what's really funny, I have a funny story about it. When my dad was playing this game, he was stuck on the boss for hours. And I like, because he had like stayed up, like literally 2 days straight. I'm not joking. He stayed up for 2 days straight playing Tears of the Kingdom. And he was stuck on this boss, and I came downstairs and I was like, hey man, are you good? He's like, this boss fucking sucks. He's like, dude, I'm having a hard time. I can't beat it. It's hard. I was like, this boss is hard. And then I was like, oh well, no, you just use this. I was like, oh well, the slow-mo should make it easy, right? And he was like, the what? And then he did like the bow freeze, like the slowdown, and he was like, son of a bitch, I forgot about that. And the boss was like super easy after that. But I was like, oh man, I was like, oh, that's pretty. I was like, are you good? And he was like, God damn it. I still give him shit for that, but it's fine because he gives me shit for this next one, the Lightning Temple. All right. Lightning Temple, right? The Lightning Temple. I actually really like the Lightning Temple. Thematically. I like... The lead-up's alright. The lead-up's... I don't know, there's like... You do like the... You make like a giant triangle. Which is cool. I can't remember what else you do. It's fine. The lead up is like whatever. But the actual dungeon is pretty cool. I like that when you get to the dungeon with Riju. First of all, yes, it is an actual dungeon, which is like really sick. I like that when you get to the dungeon with like Riju, you don't even get into the dungeon and the dungeon boss is like already trying to jump you. And I think that's really cool. And also when you get inside, oh my god, what's that? Oh my god, we're inside of an area and oh my god, it's an actual dungeon. That's how I felt whenever I first played it. I saved it for last because I had a feeling, because first of all, I like the desert areas the best. And I was like, I have a feeling this one's going to be fucking great. And it was. I saved it for last. The puzzles are cool. You do like lightning things. I've talked about this. I like the electric puzzles. I like them a lot in the Wild era games. And I don't remember the build-up. Could somebody refresh me on the build-up? Because I remember like the triangle part. But it's been a year or so since I played it. So I can't remember. Fuck the Gibdos. At first? Oh, you know what? No, I remember the build-up. You had to defend the town. That shit was fun as fuck. Defending the town was pretty sick, actually. No. That part was actually cool. I forgot about that. It's so unique. I forgot it was part of the quest. I forgot that wasn't just like a side quest. Knock wind down to B and put lightning in A. I think I can agree with that, actually. Wind Temple, your theming is great, but the lightning temple's an actual fucking dungeon. And you know what's great about the lightning temple? You can skip things. It is way harder to skip a lot of the puzzles, though. Like, you actually have to do the fucking puzzles. And isn't that fucking awesome, chat? They made a dungeon where you actually have to, I don't know, do the dungeon puzzles. Isn't it great when they do that? Oh my god, what a fucking good dungeon. Alright. After that is, oh, you don't like the moth, the undead people, moth things? But I don't mind them. I think it was a little weird, but they are, yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny. The Gibdos are funny in the game. I like how scary they are, but they are weird. Alright, Hyrule Castle. Whenever you're going in, Zelda shows up and says, Link, come to me. And Link goes, okay, I already know who you are, but let's go do it. And then you fight a bunch of monsters. It really is a Hyrule Warriors level. You're fucking right. I guess one more thing about the Lightning Temple. Fuck the Queen Gibdo. She kicked my ass. That was the part that my dad makes fun of me for, because he had no problem with it. My brother, he played the game. He didn't beat it, but he played that part, had no problem with it. I played it, got my ass kicked. Add a new tier, Hyrule Warriors level. That's really funny. Let's add that. I'm adding a new tier. Oh, hold on. Oops. Let me add a tier, add a row below. And then we'll go ahead and rename this. Because you're right. That is a great way to describe this. What, huh? How did I miss? How did I just retype it. How did I do that? There we go. That's a Hyrule Warriors level. You can't trick me. Let's make this, this. Yeah, you can't prank me. This is a Hyrule Warriors level. I was stuck for 4 hours. Oh my god. I did get my ass kicked by the Queen Gibdo. She beat my ass. Which is, like, insane, because everybody I talked to... I'm glad that... Oh my god, Zelda. I'm so happy that you also had a problem with it. I've been living in shame for so long. But... anyways, this is, like, not a dungeon. This is just, like, This is, like, a Hyrule Warriors level. Zelda... And also, what makes it dumb is, like, you probably have gotten the memories at this point, because if you're playing the game for the first time, you're thinking, oh shit, I'm almost done with the game. I'm gonna go get all the memories and see all the cutscenes. So, Link, canonically, for most people, already kind of fucking knew who Zelda was, and yet you still follow her around. I don't know, whatever. It's annoying. The boss is like Phantom Ganon, which you could fight anywhere. It doesn't fucking matter. So not a dungeon, it undungeoned dungeons that were. Second playthrough, I was so fucking overpowered for it. Fair enough. Yeah, you probably stocked the fuck up. Alright, Spirit Temple. Alright. So this is why we're including the build-up, right? Because the boss is 5 Phantom Ganons. No, you're right. You're right. It is. It is. And also all your friends are there to fight them. It's so freaking... It's Hyrule Warriors. The The Spirit Temple, here's why we're including the lead up, because if we did just the Spirit Temple, holy ass. The Spirit Temple itself, by itself, is not a dungeon. It is just a boss fight. And that's the entire fucking thing. It's ass. However, when you include the lead up, where you have to construct, you have to put Minoru together. First of all, you have to find like the dragon thing, and you have to go up there, and then you have to bring the mask down and bring it into the place underground in the depths. That's really cool, right? That's pretty cool. And then you have to build Minoru's like body. That's really fun. I think it's actually really unique, really cool, and it is such a Tears of the Kingdom temple, but it's like designed to be a Tears of the Kingdom temple. It's got puzzles and shit, but the only goal in that dungeon is to just build something and get it, and just like, hey, you just have to get this part from point A to point B. We have ways to do it. You can do it any way you want. And it's what I wish they did for all the others, yeah. It's like, I wish they would choose whether to do the Spirit Temple format or the Lightning Temple format. Just like pick one or the other, or like do both. The in-between stuff is not okay. I don't like the in-between stuff. I really like that you're putting it together. I think it's pretty solid. I think it's like on par with the Wind Temple for me. I think I like the Lightning Temple better because I'm nostalgic for Zelda Dungeons. And I like the classic dungeon style. But this Spirit Temple, like, actually is a Tears of the Kingdom, like, hey, we have these mechanics, use them to do the dungeon. And I agree that it's really good. I would say S, frankly. I don't like it that much. Now, hold on. Let's not get crazy. I don't even think it's an A. I think it's an alright, this is how you should do it. It could be improved. That's what I'll say. Because after this, you have to, like, walk and take Minoru, and I fucking hate using Minoru. I avoid using her. I think she... Okay, but you're stupid. S for stupid. Wait, you got me. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. I think it's fine. I like it. I like that you actually do the Tears of the Kingdom stuff. The boss fight I kind of hate the boss fight too. Anyways. Next. What is this? Gloom's Retreat or whatever? Is that what it's called? Why are you guys tagging Galactic? Why are you tagging me? How do we, I mean, is this, okay, so Gloom's Retreat, that's the basement, yes. There's a really cool detail about this, first of all. There's like two really cool details. One, you can take your bombs and blow, you missed my message. What did you say? I was 100%ing it, so by the time I fought it, I think I had a full stamina gauge and a row and a half of hearts and fully upgraded Fierce Deity outfit. You were fucking ready. I like the detail that at the beginning you take bombs and you can blow up and you can reveal like the final part of the mural that's like been there the whole time. That's pretty cute. And then the second part where you can find the torch. And I said, fuck that bitch. You were ready. And then you can find the torch laying at the bottom of the like chasm where like Zelda fell. I think that's cute too. That's like a really cool detail they didn't have to do, and I think it's really cute they did that. Everything else is like fine. You just kind of, I think it's funny that like they throw a Lionel at you, like at the beginning of like when you enter. Like there's a bunch of those stupid fucking like, moblin bitches, you know. And then you, what are they fucking called? I can't remember what they're goddamn called. The whatever, the moblin guys that crawl on the walls. They're funny. You go past all of them, and then suddenly the game's like, hello, here's a Lionel, and you're like, oh my god. And most people are just trying to figure out how to get past the Lionel. Or they're trying to kill the Lionel for its gear. But it's funny. And then Horriblins, thank you. Yeah, Horriblins. And then after that you like kind of go down and down and down. It's pretty cool. And then you drop down, you see that torch, whatever. You walk forward, boom, suddenly like you get this cutscene with like all these monsters spawning and all your friends show up, and then you gotta fight like a Hyrule War. I mean, a lot of monsters. It kind of reminds me of the end of like Skyward Sword, where you're rushing down to save Zelda from Girahim, and you get to fight like the Demon King's army. It's pretty cool. I actually like when Zelda does that, where it's like, hey, flex how strong you are, just fuck up all these enemies. And it was really fun. and you get your friends there. It's really cool. Yeah, it's Hyrule Warriors, but like, it's not like a bad thing in this instance. It's the end of the game. It's fine. And then you get to the actual boss fight, and it's cool. Also, a cool detail that after you beat the Demon King's army, just like in Breath of the Wild, if you get to the boss before you do anything else, if you didn't do the bosses, you do a boss rush, which is cool. And it's the same way in like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. That's really cool. My favorite thing is like if you just did the 4 dungeons for some reason and then went to beat the game, you'd be like, "What the fuck? There's a robot." It's really funny. And then yeah, you do the Ganondorf fight, and holy shit, that fight's sick. You fight Ganondorf, you beat his ass, and then he sits there and he goes, "Damn, all right, time to lock in." And then he does his gloom form, and you see his health bar, and it goes, and it goes, and then it keeps going, and it's just literally the funniest fucking thing ever. I love it. I fucking love it. It's so funny. Whenever I first saw that, like, it's so obvious. Like, of course they were going to do something like that, but holy shit, when I first saw that and the health bar literally goes to the edge of the screen, I was like, oh my god! Like, when I first played the game, I was like, oh no! I'm fucked! And then I died 15 times because I was not prepared for that. I loved it. It was so good. Your friends show up halfway through. It's pretty cool. Actually, no, your friends are there at the beginning, and then they get told to fuck off, and then it's just a 1v1. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. I like how we didn't mention Calamity Ganon at all. Well, he's been mentioned. Alright, so, Ganondorf fight, awesome, and then this game does the cinematic final boss fight perfectly. Like, Breath of the Wild tried to do, like, you beat the boss, and then you do a cinematic boss fight, just for fun. And it was, like, fine. But how Tears of the Kingdom did, you fight a boss, it's a really hard boss, it's pretty cool, he flurry rushes you, and he takes your heart containers, and like, yeah, it's so sick, and then you do the cinematic boss fight, where it's like easy, but it's supposed to be, because it's cinematic. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That was really cool, right? You're like, the giant fucking, and then when, the dramatic ass when you kill the demon dragon, and it's a nuke going off, like, it's like, oh my god! Badass. Fucking, mwah, beautiful. That being said, it's like a dungeon. It's, is it really a dungeon? I mean, it's pretty cool. Are we including all the boss fights? Because it'd be pretty up there. But as a dungeon, I mean, I don't know. I'll let chat decide. What do you guys think? I'll put it in B. I'm gonna put it in B as like it's not going there. I can't decide where I want to put this. What do you guys think? Oh my god. I gotta fill up my water after this. I just finished it. I think the boss fight... Oh god. Tears of the Kingdom's ending... You know, I know a lot of people kind of look back at Tears of the Kingdom now and they're like, actually, the game sucked. And I'm like, actually, no it didn't. First of all, holy shit, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But... A or S? That high. Why is my OBS freaking out? If you saw Laxi freak out, my OBS was like freaking out for a second. I don't know what that was about. That was weird. Yeah, boss fight superb, temple wise not at all. Yeah, I think I'll put it in like C then. As an actual level, and dungeon, it's I don't know. It's just a Hyrule Warriors level. Fuck. But then two people did say A. We'll just keep it in B. How about that? We'll just put it in A. We'll just put it in B. It's carried. It's carried by the battles that you do in it. The Demon King army and the boss fight carries it. How about that? Why is my OBS freaking out? Has it been doing that? I don't know, it's weird. Anyways, that's all I have for this tier list. Do we think anything needs moved around? I'm probably not going to do that. I think I'm just going to say that's thumbs up. Thumbs up for me. That's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think we'll just, call that there. That's pretty cool. I like Zelda Dungeons. I like Zelda. They're pretty cool. Yeah, they did. A lot of throwbacks to OOT. Oh, see, now my CPU is fine. I guess it was just that animation that was freaking it out for a bit. Anyways, alright, I think that I will go ahead and say that that's it for the tier list. I'm gonna pause my music. Goodbye. Get out of here. I shot it dead. You like Zelda Dungeons? Couldn't tell, yeah. I mean, like, look, most of these are an S tier, or, like, B or higher. There's not very many that are in, like, C and below. You forgot level 3 from Zelda 1? Damn, I should have put level 3 from Zelda 1 in my 3D Zelda Dungeons tier list. Shit. I'll be honest, I thought about doing every Zelda Dungeon, and then I realized I haven't played every Zelda Dungeon, so it wouldn't be fair. It'd be like, or like most of them I haven't played since I was a kid, so it wouldn't be fair. I played all these games within the past, like, couple years, so. Alrighty. I am going to take a little bit of a BRB. We're going to take a little bit of a break, you know. I'm going to switch things over while I'm thinking about it. I'm also going to go ahead and download this. Let me just go ahead and save this image so I don't lose it. And I'll go ahead and just not close that tab just in case. And let me get things switched over. We're going to play some Mario Kart. That's kind of what I want to do. I don't feel like drawing right now. What do I call this? I already did the double D joke. Oh, we'll do it again. Which Mario Kart? Oh, just some Double Dash retro achievements. It's in the title. And it will be in the title fully here in a second as I switch everything over. Mario Kart! I forgot to type double D's. Woohoo! You know, one thing I think is really cute about Double Dash and its title is it has the 2 exclamation marks. I think it's cute. Because it's like double, and there's a double exclamation mark. I don't know, whatever. No, I did not do that. I don't have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on me. Mario Kart Double Dash. Play 8 Deluxe? I'm not doing that. Maybe another time. I plan to do a stream here in eventually where we're going to do a bunch of community stuff for like a whole stream. You could probably guess when that would be if you've been following a stream for a while. But anyways. Oh, I gotta put retro achievos. Oh boy, I can come back and understand. Yeah, you know Double Dash. There we go. Retro achievements. Zelda, no, don't pout. No, don't cry. You're gonna make me. You can't guilt me. I'm not changing my mind. I always plan what I'm doing before the stream. I'm not changing. I'm not pivoting. Also, because my dad's he's in bed, so of course I know double DD. Yeah, you love the double D's. Pivot. Anyways, let me get the music. Chat. I think everything updated. Yeah, everything's updated. I will see you all in a bit. I gotta go fill up my water and take a piss. I mean, take a small break. Boys don't piss. Anyways, be right back.